my relationship to sex is your relationship with yourself and consciousness in general. And so like the way I look at sex is like, I don't want to do this unless I'm having a baby. Whereas other people are more casual about it.
Yeah.
They're not as hard on themselves, but like I'm not really being hard on myself. I'm actually just being appropriate.
Yeah.
I feel like, and
Yeah.
so I don't know. I feel it's tough to communicate this stuff to people, you know, because they're
It's like you're just eating food to nurture yourself, nourish or
yeah,
nurture,
the nourishment, yeah,
whatever, and not for entertainment.
yeah, it's appropriate.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're doing stuff because you have to do it, and not because you want to do it.
yeah. The moment is saying if you want to be aligned with the moment, and at this moment is saying have the smoothie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you're listening, you're paying attention to everything. So then you're like, okay, let me do this, you know, now because the moment is dictating that, rather than
It's like instinct. Dogs, they eat when they're hungry,
yeah,
and it's all. If they
yeah,
full, they stop.
and the misappropriation fucks everything up. You know, now I want to live in Alaska, and I want to have, you know, electricity and shit, so I can be inside my house in flip flops or whatever. You know, like I just feel like that type of shit. You know what I mean? Instead of doing like coming to Alaska when it's appropriate, like in the summer or whatever. Now you like, I feel like that's what it is with people. They're like, I know the moment is saying this, but let's just say fuck the moment. Let's build a city right here.
I'm God. I can change.
We can control
everything.
the climate inside these. Yeah, yeah. Let's control the climate in this house since we can't control the climate outside. You know, and I feel like
I just do what I want just because.
Yeah, so much bypassing. You know, and I feel like in those moments when you're not in accord with the moment, you're just gonna attract parasites because you're not in the moment. Like your body is like separated. So you're like separated from the moment. Your body kind of is the moment. So like you're like separated from it because you're like, you know, it's like if I want to have a smoothie and it's 30 degrees out, it's like just because I want to taste it, I don't give a fuck that it's gonna make me cold as shit. You know, it's like now my body and myself, my physical and metaphysical self, physical self and metaphysical self are not, they're separate now because I'm doing shit that the moment is not in alignment with the moment.
Yeah,
that's really it, man. I don't really feel like there's any right or wrong. You know, people gonna do what the fuck they want to do. You know, if you want to be a parasite, that's what you're gonna do. But you know, if you're in the moment and you align with the moment, you accept the moment, then life takes care of you. If you don't,
maybe we're wrong, but whatever, we feel right.
Yeah. I mean, people will be right in a sense, like
yeah, I know.
They can force something, and then they feel like the strength makes them right, but it's not power. It's not real, true power. So like when you merge with nature and align with nature, it's power. But like if you just override it,
yeah,
you know, you're gonna have ramifications. Whether it's this life or just your children or whatever, it's gonna be ramifications. You know, people just be like fuck that though. You know, and
you see it everywhere.
Yeah, it's just respect.
Humans destroy the fucking nature.
That's what I'm saying. It's just respect. Like we haven't. People's state of respect is so low that like disrespect is now is normal. You know, they don't know how to handle respect. They don't, because it's like a kid that never had money. They never had respect for themselves. Really though, like really respect themselves. Like, cause it starts with just your root. You know, your sexuality. You know, especially as a man. You know, like your seed is like your ancestors and the future. And if you just throwing that shit around, you got no respect. You know what I mean? And so what else do you respect? What can you respect if you don't respect?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's all about respect. If you respect the moment, I feel like life will work with you and be behind you. But if you don't, life's gonna be against you. And you might even feel like you beat life, but life is just letting you get high as you can so you can fall harder. You know what I mean? It'd be like that.
Yeah.
It'd be like that. Like, oh yeah, this guy think he winning. Every time he winning, he really losing. You know, he think he winning, but this is a loss every time. And he really convinced himself because he not. Now he's so separated to where he like, I'm beating life. I'm beating myself somehow. Right?
Yeah. People be like, oh, we better than animals because we can do things.
Even though animals got way more respect.
Yeah, and you can learn from animals.
Yeah, you know, and even though it's in a fucked up state now, where animals is, 96% domesticated, and we're not really dealing with nature at this point because 96% of the animals is domesticated. People always point to stuff like, look at that tiger or whatever. That tiger eats like that, or that crocodile eats like that. So I can have burgers every day.
Oh yeah.
And it's like no, we ruin the whole world as a species. You know what I mean? Like, it's like the human condition has ruined the environment, and people be like, look at these animals, look at this how they act, so we're gonna follow them. Like, no, it's not. They're not even being natural at this point.
Yeah.
And they're still being more natural than us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's where it's crazy. In a large scale.
Animals won't destroy their own house.
They won't kill themselves.
Yeah.
The animal be in a zoo his whole life and won't kill itself. Humans will murder themselves or kill themselves, eat shit they shouldn't eat, slow suicide all day. Animals be like, nah, I still ain't about to kill myself. I'm mad at you. I ain't mad at me. And so, yeah, I feel like, it's just respect. Codes. It's different codes. People have, the codes have been bred out, and now it's hard. And then people it's not even in their blood to respect certain things. But I guess it is what it is. It's the way it's supposed to be in some ways.
Yep.
Yeah, I feel like when it comes to nature or examples of nature, like, we so far removed now that people just don't. People will say like, yo, this animal eats this, so I can eat whatever. But it's like, yo, crocodile can eat one meal a year. A fucking tiger eat once every 14 days and be all right.
Pandas eat all day long because they just eat some type of leaves or something.
Yeah.
So they have to eat all day long.
Yeah, and I think that a lot of that. I feel like a lot of that bamboo, right? A lot of that is because the natural environment's so ruined that everything's in scarcity. The animals behave certain ways now. But you got snakes that can eat once a month. You got bears that don't piss, shit, or eat or drink for 4 or 5 months out of the year because they hibernate. They have a respect to the cycles. Humans be like, fuck that. We do whatever we want to do.
Yeah.
And then you get what you get. Now you got a bunch of soulless entities, which I feel like you can be like, again, like, demon just means daemon or deity of the moon. So it's like a lunar entity. It's not solar. It's a soulless entity. So, so when I say soulless, it doesn't necessarily mean bad. I'm just saying that, like, you got so many, beings that are, like, pretty much hatched in a time that they weren't supposed to. Like, it's like growing growing coconuts in Alaska. They're not going to do so well. You know what I mean? I feel like that's where we're at. But people be like, but I can do it, though. I can force it, though. So we doing it. It's all right.
Yeah.
Just because I can bust a nut in this chick means I should. That's where it's at.
It's the same thing, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. I guess that's it. That's a concise video. Unless you got something you want to say.
No.
You want to turn it off so they can look at you turning it off?
No.
Well,
Turn off.
I was gonna anyway. Okay, Papas, we go for walks. We go for walks in a second.